Did I tell you about this? You know about Puddles?
Uh-uh.
Well, never mind, man. I thought everybody knew who he was.
No?
He's a clown that sings.
I apologize.
He has an opera-sounding voice, and my dad kind of was a fan, I think. And I was right. And I bought tickets, and I'm taking him to see him December 16th.
Well, that's nice of you.
The City Winery in Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee.
In Tennessee, not Indiana?
Not Nashville, Indiana now. Hey, we're on the radio.
We
No, we're not.
Well,
But
quasi.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Quasi. If you will. Go ahead and disperse this bad boy out.
I put it on the book.
Did you?
Yeah, just now. I'm going to go to the book so I can talk to folk.
What are you going to tell them? Well, hey, what y'all doing? How's your mama then? Man, that's good.
My day's good. Well, that's black. Well, it's black, Travis.
Yeah, I'm still going.
Tattooed all I see, all that I am, all that'll be.
So before we get started,
You did know it.
and I'm not even a Pearl Jam guy.
All that'll be.
So Jacob at work downloaded like, 1,200 songs to the work computer and Bluetooth to a speaker out there on the Coke machine. And for him to be 21, he's got some good stuff on there. Proud of him.
Proud of you.
Well, he was downloading some more songs. His dad, Jeff, he loves Pearl Jam. Cusses me on the daily about not liking Pearl Jam, but that's fine. And what's the old woman behind the counter?
Elderly woman behind the counter in a small town.
He was like, "Oh my God, what kind of title is that?" I'm like, "Weird title, fantastic song." I said, "Tooth plays and sings it, and it's phenomenal." He's like, "Who?" I said, "Derek and Murfreesboro Store." He's like, "Really?" I said that when he plays, I request him to play that song almost every single time.
You do?
And he was like, "Wow, is that good?" I'm like, I said, "Listen." I said, "Just listen to that version." I said, "It is." Oh, did you sneeze and get out of whack?
Yeah, I'm listening.
But it's fantastic.
You do like that song, and it's a good song.
That's a very good song. And like I said, I'm not a Pearl Jam guy at all. Never have been. I mean, Jeremy and all those.
There's some good songs
Yeah.
out there. I know what you're saying. I have always, for whatever reason, been very drawn to Pearl Jam, and but that has always been one of my favorite songs of theirs.
Well, and you know, Jeff Ament, however you pronounce his last name, bass player for Pearl Jam, usually always wore Jordans.
I did not know
Mm-hmm. But they're huge basketball fans. You know what the original name of the band is?
that.
I was thinking, you might not be here when I said it. The original name of the band was Mookie Blaylock. Mookie Blaylock
I did know that, though.
was a point guard for the Seattle Supersonics, who then got traded to the Atlanta Hawks. That's how I knew him when he played for the Hawks back in the early 90s.
Wow, that's cool.
They're huge basketball fans.
I'm going to let you start this before I tell my cool story.
You got a cool story?
I got a cool kind of trivia fact like that.
I like it.
You know who Robert Patrick is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a cool fact
All
about
right.
him that I did not know, and I just
That-
learned it's a Bradley fact.
Is that the Robert Patrick? Is that the Yeah. I do know it scared me after that.
He rides motorcycles for real.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like he should be in Sons of Anarchy.
It looks like he could kill me.
Has he been in The Walking Dead or anything? Because that's what he looked like in this interview, like he was in The Walking Dead.
You know, I never watched any of them, so I don't know. I tried.
Anyway, you know who he is. I'll let
Yeah.
you start this. I'll tell you.
All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the
Next episode.
of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, the Travis Reed. You might have heard of me before.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll
I'll take a maybe at this point. in my
Every
life.
now and then you got to get a maybe.
I like it. I like a maybe. All right, guys, here we are, episode 360, Tooth and I. It's kind of like a theme here lately. It's just you and myself. Everybody else retired.
It's going to be like eye tooth.
Yeah, I Tooth. I almost did like me and Tooth or Tooth and me because it's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
Like today, and not a lot of people appreciate
But you
this.
know, I have
humor.
eye teeth.
You do have eye teeth.
That's why I got.
Extra.
That's why I got the tooth nickname.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted
Like
you.
I wanted to do something funny like that, but people take it too serious and you get over yourself. But today at work, there's a part, and it comes in a box of 25. Well, there's only one left in the box, and that's all the customer ordered. And I said, Would be funny if I put this big old box on the delivery table with just one part in it, put the ticket on it, and just see who notices. They kind of got a little butthurt about it. And I was like, it's a joke. Because when I figured out, they're like, Travis! I went back there and I'm just laughing because I knew what it was. And I was like, they're like, really? On one part in the box? I'm like, yeah. It's funny. I was like, take it to the customer, like guys. They'll probably get a kick out of
It'll be
it.
funny.
Yeah.
Man, somebody must have had piss in their Cheerios.
They did right there. Peed in it.
Tinkle, tinkle in your Cheerio.
Tooth,
How are you now?
how are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking, Travis. How are you now?
Not so bad, good, and you?
Not so bad. Good. And you?
Yep. Oh, man, what are we doing?
You'll never guess.
Oh, I did because I seen you pour it in there.
Well, it's Dr. Pepper Zero.
Right.
I poured it over this ice that was inside this
did?
cup.
Wasn't that a nice little surprise you left it in there?
I was so excited when you told me it was in there because I thought I was only going to have to drink this water and it was going to have to last the whole show.
Yeah, you need a little something strong when we're doing this show.
Yeah,
just,
man.
just to put up with
Got
it.
to go on that Dr. Pepper Zero.
Yeah.
I turned Jessica on to this. She likes
To the
it.
zero?
She likes a zero.
Okay.
She was in there drinking one of them like you've got right there, them baby midget Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, them short baby 8-ounce Dr. Pepper bottles, Diet Dr. Pepper bottles.
I got a story about little people or later, too.
But she was drinking one. I said, hey, I got something for you. And I brought her one of them cans.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, next time you take a drink that. And she said, that was amazing. Next time I buy some, I'm going to buy those. That's a good idea.
Good idea. I'm on it.
What else you want to know that's boring? I'll tell you something boring.
Oh, I don't know. Brandon Morton says, Tooth, how are you now?
I'm great, Brandon. How are you doing, bud?
Um,
He can't answer me that quick, can he?
no,
No.
it's
He'll
delayed a
let
little
me know
bit.
in a minute. It's good to hear from him, though.
It is.
Travis, what are you drinking?
I've got Golden Top.
And it's in an Apache Jericho
It's an
koozie.
Apache Jericho koozie.
How coincidental is that?
It is. I mean,
What's it taste like this evening? Pinky's out, ladies and gentlemen.
it tastes golden.
Ooh, much like the top.
Exactly like the top, man. Huh?
Uh,
Yeah, it's good. It's good, man. I ain't. I
what-
slacked off. I ain't saying I slacked off on drinking. I never drank that much. I did.
who are
but
you lying to?
I know.
Yourself or the world?
I just hadn't wanted to lately, and I had a couple last week on the show. Had a great show last week with the Blacklight group. Those guys were fun. We did their spot, and then we just sports the rest of the time
Heck yeah.
and movies, and we started talking about horror movies and stuff at the end, and it was a good time. What's up, Marie Gentry? How are you? So yeah, man. Had a couple last week, and it was fabulous. It was, dare I say, fabulous.
That was nice, dude. That was really nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been practicing.
Hadn't heard that in a while.
I know it's been a while. I did it last week.
Well, I wasn't here.
I did.
My wife
I
was
know.
sick.
Yeah,
I was babysitting.
it was. You got to move furniture tomorrow night.
I got to move furniture tomorrow night. That's why we're doing this tonight.
Yeah, you doing it. That's right. That's why we're doing it
That's what we're doing.
right here. All right, guys. So, what happened to my voice right there?
Well, your voice is changing. Puberty happens to you at time of life.
It is.
Uh,
Pork.
uh,
Like old Dobie Gillis there. Maynard G. Krebs. Work.
work.
So NASCAR, they ended their season on last Sunday. Joey Logano winning the championship. Logano.
Oh, my God.
Before we get to that, Brandon Morton, just breaking news on the Facebook Live feed. He watched Top Gun for the first time today. It was incredible.
Is it not one of the best movies on earth? I feel the need.
The need for speed. Good job, Brandon.
Way
Glad
to
you
go,
reached
buddy.
out. And Brandon's a younger fella, so that
I'm proud of him.
absolutely, man. So NASCAR ended their season. Joey Logano, the champ, kind of backed his way in there. Final race was a snooze fest until the last 53 laps. His teammate was behind him, and Son giving her all she got, messing a skinny pedal, and turning left
Oh, my
at a
goodness.
high rate of speed
Going fast doing it.
because his teammate was in the Final Four with him. So whoever won the race is going to be the champion, whether it be Blaney or Logano. And Logano ended up winning. Everybody's losing their mind because the wind is superb this evening.
Whipping.
It is whipping. So Logano kind of backed his way in the playoffs because somebody got suspended and he got into the next round. Okay, so if you win, you make the playoffs. Okay. And Marie just said Joey's a cry bag. He was kind of crying a little bit. So he had like,
Brandon said I'm 34.
I'm 46.
I
I'm
was going
old.
to say Travis is like 12 years your senior. Bro.
Yeah. So everybody's crying that he had the worst average finish of any champion ever. But let me ask you this, Tooth. If you're playing a sport and you win the championship by following their rules, their format, and you win the championship, why would people complain? He did what he was supposed to do to win the championship. And I'm not a Logano fan at all. But people are losing their ever-loving minds over this.
Wait a minute. I want to make sure I understand this completely.
Yeah.
He's followed all of the bylaws, guidelines, rules, and regulations that NASCAR has set.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, by simply doing his job, which is racing the car, right?
Yep.
So simply by him doing what he's being paid to do by his sponsors and following the rules, regulations, guidelines, bylaws that NASCAR has set in place, he's made it to the playoffs
And won the championship.
and won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And people are upset. Why?
That's what.
I'm just making sure because that's stupid.
That's it. He won 4 races this year total, including won 2 in the regular season and 3 in the playoffs, or 2 in the playoffs. Math. And people are like, "Oh, this is a disgrace because he has the worst average finish of any champion ever." Newsflash, doesn't matter. He won the championship with the point system that they gave him, and he did it.
I'm going to ask a question.
Absolutely.
And this is a real question
Yeah.
because I don't really know how this works. You do. But in other sports, like baseball, for instance, I've heard of something called a wild card spot.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, please correct me where I'm wrong. There have been times that I feel like I've seen a team somehow get the wild card spot,
Yes.
but their record as far as wins and losses may be the worst in the league.
It'd be pretty bad. Some wild card teams in the NFL have had a losing record.
And yet still make whatever because they were a wild card spot
Right.
and now they've played and won.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's mad about that.
Yeah. That's the
But
point.
isn't that the same thing?
Exactly.
Thank you for explaining.
That is a lot of people's points is why you know, like the world's baseball teams, since they introduced the wild card, have won the World Series. Wild card teams have won the World Series 9 times. 9 times. Because it's pretty much even playing field. The top 2 teams get a bye, but you don't, like, these drivers, they start out with, how they finish the regular season, they'll start out with extra points, playoff points. So when you start, if you're the regular season champion, you've got like a 15, 20, 30-point lead on everybody. This is a total kind of a different subject. That's not fair. But
But it's fair because you earned it by winning.
True, but should they get a bye? Or this is just a question.
Oh, okay.
When a 7-9 team goes, or 7-10 now, team makes the playoffs in NFL, and they're playing a team that was 13-4. Does the team that's 13-4? Do they get a 10-point lead at the beginning of the game?
No, they start
So,
0-0.
It's apples to oranges.
0-0.
But right, so that's one thing people are griping about. But Joey Logano,
But somehow points in football and baseball are a little different as far as how you accrue them and the amount you accrue.
very true.
It's not a score for score kind of thing with racing. You've explained the point system to me before.
Right.
And yes, you're going to get the most points if you win the race, but not necessarily. Like once you start looking at seasonal points, just because you won the last 2 races doesn't mean you're leading in points.
Right.
That's the trick. So
Yeah, it's the point of the matter, and from my perspective, is they laid out. You get this many points for this. You win a race, you're in the playoffs. You win a race in the playoffs, you advance to the next round of the playoffs. You win a race in that round, you move to the next one. You win the last one, you win the championship. That's the format NASCAR handed down to these teams. Joey Logano did it. He won. Stop complaining about it.
Yeah.
Knock it off. Like I said, I'm not a Logano fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a free agent at this
I mean,
moment.
if we're gonna gripe about something, let's gripe about 2 feet. Like we've, I'm just saying.
I don't know if I want you on that tangent again, Tooth.
I'm
You
just
kind of worked me
saying.
last
No,
time.
but seriously, that's the rules, and that's the rules.
Right.
So
But that was still technically.
it was the same foot twice. It wasn't 2 feet, in my opinion. I had to think about technicalities, and
Right.
the technicalities of the wording is he's put 1 foot down 2 times. That's not putting 2 feet down.
True.
So I'm gonna let it go.
But
regardless, the rules are the rules. In racing, I agree with you and what you're trying to point out
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. And you know, I know nothing, but look, man, if he is following the rules and this is what happened because he did this, this, and this, and this is the result, good for him. Way to go. That just goes to show you other people why it's important to sometimes fight for that wild card position.
Yeah.
Not to just give up hope.
right, because he was the last guy in to the round of 8, I believe, or round of 8. He was the last guy in. You know what he did next week? He won.
He won.
So you know what that means? He goes to the final race because you know what he did?
He won.
And what's the purpose of racing?
I think you're playing to win. You're racing to win, just like any other sport.
Yeah, you don't play for exercise. You play to win.
I mean, I don't know of anything you're, competitively that you play to lose.
Like I said, as far as drivers go, I'm a free agent right now. I'm making a selection over the winter of who I'm going to like. I'm not a Logano fan, but he did what he did. He won. He's the champion. You know, I don't know. People just
proud of you, Logano.
they losing their minds. Like, man, get off of it.
Let the man celebrate his win.
Good Lord, man. We're griping about everything now. I hate it, dude.
People can't be happy, man.
Can't stand it.
You can't just be happy, man. You
drives-
know,
it tires me. We're just coming to where we're just griping about everything, and now I'm griping about it. So
Man.
I'm just playing right into it.
it's like that bad apple, man.
Mm-hmm.
It ruined that whole batch.
There's a
man.
whole orchard of them.
The apple, man.
That's where the Angry Orchard drink comes from, isn't it?
Because of bad apple. Ruined it.
Yeah.
Ruined it. Ruined it.
Oh man, it's just
Right.
it's like I said, it's everything. And now I'm griping about it, so I'm just like I said, I'm just playing right into
It's
it.
just really easy to be negative because the world is so negative. But
It is,
on
man.
a positive note, Travis,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a cool story.
Tell me, I want to hear this.
Robert Patrick is the gentleman who played the T2 Terminator,
Right.
the liquid metal Terminator.
Scared me to death.
Now, he's done a lot of other things besides that, but I feel for this story that's going to be the easiest thing for you to connect him to.
Yes.
Most people in our age group especially know who T2 is.
Yeah.
That gentleman, his name Robert Patrick. He's an actor and musician, I think, possibly. He likes motorcycles. He's a motorcycle enthusiast. His brother is none other than the lead singer of Filter.
Shut up.
And I did not know that. Also did not know that he got his start as a guitarist for Nine Inch Nails.
Robert Patrick did, or the lead singer
The
of
lead
Filter?
singer of Filter, Robert's brother.
I did know that there was a connection between Filter and Nine Inch Nails.
Well, that's the connection. He played guitar for him.
I don't remember because I want to say you told me because didn't we see him at Buzz? No, was that Fuel or Filter?
We saw Filter.
I think that's because he talked. Yeah, but anyway, you or Craig told me that
That's probably correct.
that there was a connection between.
Well, he played guitar for Nine Inch Nails,
I'll be dang.
and apparently there was a house in L.A., whatever, they were recording, and Robert Patrick's brother wanted to record Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Yeah,
And Trent Reznor was like, no, we're not doing it.
it's a Kurt Cobain tribute song.
People say that.
Ish.
People say that, and there's a lot of speculation. I'm not going to get into that discussion because it's not worth that. But what I do know is that Robert Patrick's brother said, okay, screw this, and quit Nine Inch Nails and moved in with Robert Patrick. And according to Robert Patrick, lived with him for, I don't know, some months or a couple of years, whatever. And finally he was like, all right, we got to get you out of here. And when he put him out, that's when he come out with and recorded his own Hey Man, Nice Shot. Filter was born. Short Bus came out. The rest is history.
Yeah, then they recorded Filter. Or
Short
Picture.
Picture was the next album.
The
And
next
it was huge.
Yeah, that's.
Hey Man, Nice Shot was huge. And
Yeah.
Short Bus, the album, was huge. But that photograph or picture
Yeah.
Whew,
Well, we butchered that name up 5 times, but I didn't know that was his brother.
I didn't either.
You-
I saw a video of Robert Patrick on
Uh-huh.
a motorcycle telling some guys in a motorcycle shop that story that I just told you.
I wonder if Bradley knows.
And that's what I want to know.
We should ask him.
I see him this weekend, and I'm going to.
I'm going to go ahead and say somebody jumped in on the live feed on Facebook here. Justin Coker.
What up, Coker?
Yeah, man.
What up, dude?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
I miss him.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Dude.
had lunch with Dustin when I first started with Napa. We
Yeah?
had Toots together.
Okay. Wow, I got some toots right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Starting to death.
It's good. I should have brought you dinner. You should have told me.
What? I didn't think about it. I was trying to get home at 40 miles an hour.
Slow go.
Yeah. Hector. What's
Hector,
up, buddy?
guys.
How are things down in Florida? He's chiming in down there from Tampa, Florida.
Doing well, Hector. I hope you're doing well,
Yes,
bud.
sir. Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll take our first break. We come back. We're gonna talk about some ketchup, and then a little bit later we're gonna get into. We got some beef here on the interwebs.
So when we get back, we're going to catch up and beef.
Two of my favorite things, man. Especially going together. Come on. Little bump.
Okay, bud.
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
Right.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. Guys, we here are we're fans of other podcasts. Obviously, have been for years. We particularly, I do, me and Bradley, who is on the show often. We like Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. We like them as separate comedians as well. Tooth actually introduced me to both of those fellas. They have a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. And they actually have a line of vodka now.
I didn't realize this.
Yes, sir. It's I don't know the name of it, but it's Spanish for bears, I believe.
Huh.
I don't know how to pronounce or bears in Spanish, or say bears in Spanish, I guess. So, I'm trolling through X, Twitter the other day, and I see Two Bears, One Cave, the little short there on X, and Matthew McConaughey is their guest.
All right.
Love this dude. Love his movies. Days Confused, Mud. Love Osos. That's what it is. Osos. Thank you, Hector.
Killer Joe.
Killer Joe is the one. He talks about that one in the episode. Lincoln Lawyer.
Excellent dang movie.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, I like his rom-coms, too. I ain't going to lie. I like Sahara and
Sahara.
Howard's a Guy in 10 Days.
Sahara was really good.
Sahara's a good movie.
Yeah. He talks about his rom-com days. He favorably said, hey, they pay well, you know. But there's so many different layers to this guy.
What was it? Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
as far as a role and acting and the whole, that was an excellent movie.
That was insane, is what that was, man. Watching that movie floored me. So he's on there, and they're talking, and I'm out here rearranging the studio a little bit and checking, just doing some checks on the mics and the cords and whatnot. So I got that playing in the background, and I'm like, man, it's really good. Well, what caught my eye on the Twitter was they were talking about ketchup.
You like ketchup?
I love ketchup.
Heinz.
Gotta be Heinz. That's it. Now in a pinch, I'll do it like at work. We got Kroger brand or something. I'll do it. Add a little salt and pepper to it. Kind of gussies it up a little bit. It's fine. He openly admits Heinz is the best. That's the one. So did Bert. Bert Kreischer said, yeah, Heinz, hands down. So all you people who have been chastising me for years on the love of ketchup, Matthew McConaughey loves ketchup. He even openly said he likes ketchup with his ketchup.
He also openly said that he eats mayonnaise.
I do in tuna salad or chicken salad.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to give you mad props because he was talking about tuna, so I can't say
Yeah.
anything.
I do like tuna. We're having we're having chicken Caesar salad tonight, but I do enjoy it. Not, it can't have like, it can't be globbed. It's got to be very light, and I prefer the lighter mayonnaise. As far as like making the chicken salad or tuna salad, love it. Just mayonnaise by itself.
You're not doing it.
And that's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, you just don't like it. You never tried it." No, I have, and I could not get it off my tongue fast enough. I have tried to put mayonnaise on a sandwich. It ain't
It's not
happening.
for you, dude.
No, tomatoes is another thing. I tried to eat a fresh tomato out of the garden. Couldn't do it.
It's slimy, bro. It's a texture thing for me. I love ketchup.
I do
love
too.
Tomato sauce. I don't like a tomato.
A boiled tomato, like in the soup, the whole tomato that's been boiled. Dude, I wear them out. Love them.
Well, that's
But it's
cool.
that raw. Ugh. But, so all you people getting on me about ketchup, Matthew McConaughey loves some ketchup. And I implore you to actually go listen to this episode. It's really good, really good. Apparently he's got a book out. And,
You know what I want?
what's that?
I want, because you know Matthew McConaughey he does the readings. I want to listen to his book, but I want him to read it to me.
Apparently that's a thing.
Oh my God!
Because Bert Kreischer said, hey, and I'll have to go listen to it again because I was out here, so I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying too much attention. You know what I mean? So Bert Kreischer said, hey, read the book, love it. He said, but the audio version, fantastic. And I'm like, is there an audio version of Matthew McConaughey reading the book by Matthew McConaughey? I'm in. I'm down.
Sold.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all the way in.
Sold.
But seriously, watching that and listening to it, I realized just he is now taking over the role of the coolest person on earth. You know, Morgan Freeman's still up there. Samuel L. Jackson's up there. But McConaughey, especially when he starts talking about the steaks,
Hey,
man, that
he's not wrong about the ribeye, and that's for real. Listen, so something that people probably do know, you probably know, but some people don't, is the marbling in your steak, that fat's where your flavor comes from.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's legit. That fat is where
Thank you, Hector.
a lot of your tenderness in your meat comes from. So when he says what he says about the ribeye being the cut,
He says ribeye. That's the
it's
steak.
That's
the steak.
He's not wrong, and it's because of that marbling. Now you can get a bad ribeye. You can get a ribeye that doesn't have good marbling, doesn't have a lot of fat, but next to a ribeye, you're not going to beat the flavor. Ribeyes are a little more attention to cook, in my opinion, because of that marbling. You don't want to overcook.
Right.
He's not wrong about the room temperature start.
And let that son of a
gun rest.
That's what he says too. And you have to. And I didn't realize that because used to, when I eat a steak, a lot of times if I get a cheap steak from Walmart, Food Line, whatever, I'm buying it because I'm hungry, and I'm gonna pour A1 all over it. Okay, because I love A1 sauce. Now
We've discussed this, Travis.
yes, now there's certain steaks I will not put A1 on, and that's fine. But there are certain steaks I'm buying it to put A1 on it because I like it. So I'll pull it off the grill and just immediately start cutting it, or I'll take it out of the pan if I'm cooking in the cast iron. I'll immediately cut it, and that's fine. But then I let it rest that one time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that made such a difference.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, it's a thing. It's real.
Yep.
And that hadn't been the past 10 years when I did that. Probably 10, 12 years. Didn't know. Do you know Eli? You know what his favorite steak is? Not a ribeye.
Tube. Mag.
Sirloin. And that's French for trash, because that's what it is.
Listen.
The sirloin, that's a A1 steak right there.
There are certain people who can do the things right, and I've had a really good sirloin. But my personal opinion is agreed with Matthew. The ribeye's the steak, but the second cut for me, personal opinion of all the cuts I've ever tried, and I've tried I think all of them,
Mm-hmm.
is the strip.
Strip's
I
good.
think the strip is the second best cut of meat.
Yes, strip. I like a fillet, but it's just never big enough for me because I'm a pig. And when I'm eating steak, bro, I'm eating steak. I mean, I'm getting the biggest one you got on the menu is what's happening.
And I'm not a T-bone fan. However, I will say that I have learned the steaks with the bone-in steaks, bone adds flavor.
Yeah,
The
well,
bone
right,
is-
especially right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll scrape that little membrane that's on. I'll scrape that off and dip that bad boy in daggum A1 sauce. I'll do whatever.
We discussed the A1 and the Heinz 57, And what Travis and I discussed is, listen, I've had several a steak that take the first couple bites without the sauce, if anything, to give some respect to the cook.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had some that I will tell you, I could eat this whole steak and not put a thing on it. No problem. However, it is my preference because I like the flavor of the condiment.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's a mood thing, whether I want 57 or I want A1.
And 57's underrated condiment,
It's
by
a
the way.
very underrated condiment. Yes, it's good on pork and chicken, but it's good for steak, too.
It's also good on a ham and turkey sandwich.
It's also good in Hamburger Helper.
Agreed.
My buddy Travis Reed taught me about Briar Patch,
Briar Patch, baby.
and that's killer.
Yeah.
You put some Heinz 57 and some cheeseburger mac, game changer.
Fire.
Game changer, bro. But that being said, I enjoy those condiments for the condiments. So I'm
Yeah.
like you. A lot of times I will maybe decide, I'm not going to spend, if I'm at a restaurant, I know I want some steak sauce tonight. I'm not going to get this cut
Right.
because I'm going to dip it.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to give me crap. There are a few I've had that I'm just like, no, I wouldn't put anything on this.
No,
This flavor is all I would want.
Right.
But for the most part, dude, I don't care. I
Yeah.
want to dip it. I want to dip it. And you know what the best thing, Heinz 57, personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be from this restaurant. I'm just trying to describe to you the style. Have you ever had the big hot ham and cheese from Hardee's?
You dang right I have.
Bubba, you get a sandwich like a hot ham and cheese sandwich and put some Heinz 57 on that and
what
tell
I'm
me it's
saying.
not a game changer.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. That's why I say it's good on a ham and turkey sandwich because I don't like mayonnaise and mustard. I like dark mustard, brown mustards on sandwiches sometimes. But when I'm eating a sandwich, I don't typically put those condiments on it. So I was one day like, I got some Heinz 57. And I poured that on like a ham and turkey sandwich. Son of a gun, dude. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
I-
about?
Son, I gave that sandwich all it wanted.
All it wants.
I mean,
And then some.
oh, you son.
What are you talking
Hector chimed in on the Facebook live feed. He said filet's a good dessert, immediately following ribeye. Here, here, Hector.
about?
Here, sir.
That was great.
But yeah, another thing Matthew McConaughey said about the ketchup, I forgot to mention this when we were on that tangent, or I was on that tangent. When especially, there's certain places I do this at, some places I don't. I will pour my ketchup out. I'll put a little ketchup on my burger. All right, you gotta be careful on the top of the cheese because it tends to slide. I usually put it on the bottom and do that so it's got a little, some traction. So then I'll pour some out on my plate or whatever, on my wrapper, and I dip the burger in the ketchup while having ketchup on my burger as well. So you're getting ketchup on it. And I had one chef, or I didn't have him, I saw him a clip, don't put ketchup on your burger because blah, blah. Shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about, even though you're a chef and I'm not. You shut it now. But the great Anthony Bourdain, this guy, yes, absolutely. Dude was just an enigma almost. So he was talking about Perfect Burger, and there was a Facebook video. I watched it. And he said for him, he's like, you know what? He said, I put ketchup on my burger. I don't care what you say. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said if you don't, it tastes fine with the burger. It's meant to go on a burger. Put it on a burger if that's what you want. Put ketchup on it. It's fine. It does not have to be mustard or mayonnaise. If you want ketchup, I prefer ketchup. That's what he said. And he also said that if you don't think that ketchup is the best condiment on a burger, then you're wrong. He said that.
I like it.
He didn't say that part.
I like ketchup. I like ketchup on certain burgers, but this is how anal I am about it. If you go to Burger King and order a Whopper has mayonnaise and ketchup on it. That's the two condiments that come on there, okay? If you go to McDonald's and order a cheeseburger, it's going to have ketchup and mustard on it,
Right.
okay? If you go to Sonic, now it's one or two. You got to choose. But back in the day before it changed, it was one or two, and that was mayonnaise or mustard. It was not a ketchup option. And now
Correct.
it's changed, and it's a ketchup option there. For me, at home, bro, on a burger I've cooked or at a restaurant style like a Buster's, I'm not putting ketchup on that burger.
No.
That is a preference. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the people who do. However, what I would like to touch on is what you have talked about. I'm a mayonnaise mustard guy on my burger, except at Burger King. I do not know why. I don't know what it is about their flame broiled. At Burger King, I've tried it in the past. Mustard does not work. It has to be the ketchup mayonnaise
see that not
mixture
working.
on their Whopper. It changes it otherwise. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
If I get a double cheeseburger at Burger King, I order it now. Double cheeseburger, mayonnaise ketchup only. Because that's the way it tastes right there.
Okay.
At McDonald's, there's this mustard ketchup, right? And I will almost always order whatever I order and add mayo to it. But what I do know for a fact is even though I'm not a fan of ketchup on my burger, and if I'm at home or at Buster's or a place like that, I'm not putting ketchup on my burger. I'm going to have mayonnaise. I'm going to have mustard. But I will absolutely take my first bite so that I got some corners poking and
Where you
start dipping
dipping in it.
into the ketchup. So
Yeah.
that when I take my bite, ketchup's what I get first. I cannot, it is different to me if it is actually on that burger than it is if I dip it. It changes the flavor profile.
The ketchup's leading the charge in your mouth.
So
Let's
I'm
go.
with you on doing it that way.
Yeah, man, I love it. And,
100%.
and that's what especially when I go to Jiffy Burger here in town, here in Manchester, I get the grilled double cheeseburger, comes on Texas toast,
Texas
with
toast,
80
baby.
pounds of butter on it, and add bacon,
Yes, sir.
ketchup only, and I dip it in there, and that toast crumbs gets in there, and I don't know, in the ketchup you dip, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's something about that.
But those toast crumbs, and I don't like toast crumbs. Like, you put toast crumbs in my butter,
You ruined it.
we're getting a new thing of butter. Megan just she just joined, so she knows what I'm talking about. But those toast crumbs and that ketchup I don't know if it's the butter getting down in with that, and son of a gun, I'm starving to death.
I can't believe you brought that particular. Look, dude, at Jiffy Burger, it's almost two things. I might have a third choice every now and then, but usually it's two choices. I'm either I'm getting the grilled double bacon cheeseburger,
Mm-hmm.
grilled every time on the toast,
Oh, yeah.
or I get the barbecue. I like their barbecue there. I
good.
like a barbecue that's already mixed in the sauce.
It's good.
But it was there that I realized the importance of that dip.
Mm-hmm.
That's and years and years ago. But I always get mayonnaise and mustard on that burger. But dude, something about that
Dip.
toast.
And it can't be cold ketchup. I don't mind cold ketchup.
No, warm.
But it's got to be room
room
temperature ketchup.
temperature.
That's it. I leave my ketchup because for years I put it in the fridge, but when I would go, there was a place here where O'Charlie's is. It used to be called Amvets. They had one of the best burgers I ever had in my life. And I'd get ketchup only. I mean, I'm 4 years old. This is a core memory for me. I remember it. And the ketchup was in the old glass bottle, the Heinz, the glass bottle.
You gotta tap that 57.
Yeah, you got to, yeah, just,
Right, that sweet spot.
yeah. So it was the ketchup was room temperature always, and I'm like, man, why does that taste so much better? And at home, ketchup was in the refrigerator, and then we cook them at home, and like, man, something's jiving here. And then as I got older, I'm like, hey, I don't have to put ketchup in the fridge. I'm gonna leave it out. Game changer, 100%. One other condiment I will use if I grill burgers at home or make them in the. You all right over there? I thought you.
I didn't get any open.
No, you didn't. It's all over the mic.
I didn't get any on the microphone either.
But if I grill them outside or in the cast iron skillet on the stove, just A1. And I mean, it's soaked into the bun. Also, when you have a steak, if you just drizzle just a tad bit of that A1 on that baked potato.
Thank you. Been doing that my whole
Oh,
life.
hey, Heinz 57 on baked
Same
potato.
thing. Thank you.
Hot sauce on baked potato, fantastic. Especially Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Texas Pete on a baked potato is fire.
They got them little peppers in there. Texas Pete bomb does.
I just wish my tummy liked the hot sauce.
Isn't
I
it
can't do
funny
it.
how? See, I'm so weird, dude. But it's funny because I like all the hot sauce. I like Texas Pete. Tabasco's the least favorite,
Same.
but I like Tabasco if it's on the table. I like Louisiana.
Louisiana. Victoria's good too. Or Crystal. Victoria.
Crystal's
Crystal.
very good.
Victoria's
very
a Mexican beer. Sorry.
good. All I'm saying is, it's weird to say this, but certain things I want a certain hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like my eggs, bro. I'm McConaughey talked about it. Ketchup on eggs. I've been doing that forever, and I think it enhances. I can eat eggs without ketchup, not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It enhances the flavor to me, and that Texas or Louisiana,
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to go. That's the best hot sauce for eggs for me. But like you were just saying, Texas Pete, absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Throw that on a baked potato, because I do that with the barbecue baked potato. That's where I started the Texas Pete. Was on the barbecue baked potato.
Oh, I bet that is fire.
And it's fire, bro.
Yeah, I like it because I put so much. Because the only thing on my baked potatoes pretty much is just butter, salt, and pepper. Liberal on the salt and pepper. I love a lot of pepper on it. But that hot sauce that gets mixed with the butter in there, so it chills it out a little bit, and it's just perfect. Like, oh my God, man, it's so good. But for me, on eggs, the Crystal. The Crystal brand is my favorite on eggs. Don't know why. There's a Valentino brand. If I'm having tacos or some kind of Mexican dish, Valentino. Yeah, that's the one I'm using for that.
That's what
Fantastic.
La Fiesta has in Tullahoma for there. I'll always be like, hey, you guys got Tapatio?
Yeah, Tapatio's pretty good.
I like Tapatio, but I like Cholula.
Oh, Cholula is.
And, you know, for my 40th, Kim bought little mini bottles of Cholula.
Right.
I love those on eggs. Cholula is my favorite.
Do you know I have a Funko Pop of the Cholula guy?
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a diamond. It's like the special edition ones, like diamond and all glittery and stuff. Oh yeah,
That's super cool. I like the Tapatio guy. He's my favorite.
Yeah, I think I'd like to hang out with him.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, so we said all that to say this. You know, Two Bears, One Cave, the episode with Matthew McConaughey, fantastic. Just listen to it. I'm gonna, if he does read that book, I'm getting it and I'm gonna listen to it over and over. Fascinating fella for sure.
Just doing K-bumps.
Just doing K-bumps. All right, guys, we're gonna take another break. We come back. We're gonna talk about some beef. We're.
It's not what's for dinner.
It is not. We are slowly getting into this.
If you can catch up with us,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about beef.
Ha ha ha!
Thank you. I'll be here all
I'm
week.
proud of you, hon.
Tip your waitress.
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
What is up against this building? I thought we cut all that down.
I think you know about it. They did because we got Megan's car there. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. You know who that is?
Tooth.
That's Tooth. Who's this?
Travis Reed.
Come
Travis
on
Reed.
with it. It's me. All right, guys. So we got some beef going on in the celebrity world. Megan has kept me abreast on it, so we're gonna catch you up now.
You can't talk about Megan's breast on the show.
Like chicken. That's not any. I'm sorry. So I guess we all know the fairly famous singer Zach Bryan.
Is that something in the orange?
Something in the Orange.
That's
yeah.
a good song.
It's a
I
good
like
song. He's got a couple other good songs.
He's got a punchable face.
I don't care for his face.
I just now saw it for the first time. He's got a punchable face.
He does.
You remember our friend Craig?
Yeah.
Do you ever remember Craig talking about when he'd watch a movie sometimes or a TV show or a commercial or whatever? Every once in a while, you know, you'd be right in the middle of a scene and everybody be chilling and you just see Craig get up. And he'd explain to you, that's something about that scene, that guy's just got a punchable face. And every time I see this scene in this movie, I just want to pop that guy right in the That guy's got a punchable face, bro.
He's got it. He looks like a little turd, don't he?
I just want to get
That's what we're doing to you, Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan.
Some of that orange will be
What's on
shiner
your
in that
eyes?
orange hair. So he was dating a lady named Brianna LaPaglia, I believe is her name. I think her nickname is like Chicken Fry or something like that. She's an influencer, and she's on a podcast put out by Barstool Sports. Love Barstool, love Portnoy, loved him for years. Fantastic. They have a podcast with him and Josh Richards. Fantastic looking man, by the way. It's called BFF, the BFF podcast. So she's on there with them, and he's very protective of her. He likes her. They're really good friends. And so she started dating Zach Bryan. I keep wanting to say Zach Brown. That's not it. Zach Bryan. Well, they had a very tumultuous relationship. A lot of this is coming out. They broke up with, he split up on, I think, like October 22nd, and he put on his Instagram story that Brianna and me have broken up. Should have been Brianna and I, but that's neither here nor there. Brianna and me have broken up with each other, and I respect and love her with every ounce of my heart. I thought it would be beneficial for the both of us to go our different ways. I'm not perfect, never will be. That's no kidding, because you let people on Twitter affect your feelings, you little pansy. She apparently was very blindsided with this taking place.
Right.
Now, the story goes, Portnoy has not been a very big fan of Zach Bryan's. Hung out with him backstage one of his concerts. He brought his dog, Miss Peaches. That's his ride or die.
His ride or die.
Because he's Portnoy. He's not married and nothing like that. So that's his homie, his dog. Cleared it with Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan said, "Yeah, bring her backstage, no problem." Well, Dave wanted to keep her in a certain room, and he's like, "Yeah, it's fine in here." And then Zach Bryan had her moved to another room where there was more equipment and stuff to her to chew on, or just he was very nervous about it. So Dave was like, "All right, that kind of, I don't like that, because I was told this and then this happened. I'm not cool with that." I get it. Some people really, really, I love my dogs when I had them. I'd do anything for them, and that's the way he is. And I get it. But he said he never had good vibes about him. And I feel that. There are certain people you meet and you're kind of like, I ain't feeling it. Yeah. You may hang out with them more and be like, no, I was wrong. And it's okay to say that you hung out with somebody and you're wrong about them, and it's fine. He never got that. So there was some things coming out about their relationship. Now, this one, Megan had told me about last night, and I have since read about it. So her and Zach Bryan had went out having a good time, had some drinks or whatnot. So they get home, go to bed, wake up next morning. They're kind of feeling a little sluggish. You know how you do after a night of drinks. Typical. And so she starts kind of humming and semi-singing Last Night We Let the Liquor Talk, that Morgan Wallen song. And he absolutely lost his mind. Was all over her about singing another man's song in his house. Like, bro, get over yourself. It's a song, bro. Like,
you are not the only musician on the planet.
No, thank
Just
God.
because I date you doesn't mean I'm going to stop listening to every other person's music that I've ever listened to. Come on, bro.
Yeah, thank God he's not the only one on planet Earth. I'd quit listening to music. He's got one good song. So he's got 2 or 3. I get that, but that one. So what really, I can't. My dates are gonna get kind of skewed here. He deleted his Twitter because somebody made him butthurt, and I'm like, look, man, if you're in that position, you gotta have thick skin. You got to. And so he tweeted, Eagles greater than sign the Chiefs. Okay? That's opinion. That's fine.
That's not terrible. I mean,
then he put Kanye greater than sign Taylor, comma or semicolon, who's with me? Nobody.
Especially after what Kanye did to Taylor.
Right. Now,
anybody who remembers that, I remember watching that.
And I think most of America still is not really forgiving Kanye for that. You know what I mean?
That's an unforgivable act.
But it's America's sweetheart, Taylor Swift. And I'm not a Swiftie. You know, I mean, I respect what she's done. She's a grinder. She's a hustler. She gets after it. She's made great business decisions. Good for her. But
I think she's good for women.
Absolutely.
I think she's good for the women's movement.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. But he dang well knew when he sent that tweet out what was about to happen.
Oh, man, that's like intentionally poking the bear, if you will.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And so Dave Portnoy, he said, you know, he said stupid, idiotic, but he bit his tongue out of respect for Zach Bryan's girlfriend. Yeah. And then Portnoy said, how many passes does he get from me if he attacks Taylor Swift publicly? You know, like, hey, I know you work for me, and you know, this is your boyfriend, but how many passes is he going to get from me? I can relate to that. I know we've all been in situations like that. We're like, all right, I'm nice to this person because of your relationship with them, but they're thin ice here, buddy. And he's just like you said, Zach Bryan's just poking the bear. There's also a story where he bought her a Bronco, very tricked out Bronco, you know, the top of the line one, which looks sweet. And I guess after they broke up, he's like, "Hey, gonna need that Bronco back." It was like $80,000, and she's like, "Well, I'll just buy it from you." He said, "No, I want it back." She said, "Well, I'll just pay it. I'll pay you what you paid for it. I really, really, really like this Bronco. I'd like to keep it." "No, I bought it and I want it back."
Good child.
What a little punk. You know, then. So they break up. And this is the kicker. He offers her money for her to sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, for $12 million. Bruh, I've seen all kinds of red flags with this dude, and I didn't pay much attention to him, and I still saw red flags. How big is this red flag when he says, "Hey, I'll give you $12 million not to discuss our relationship"? What do you think?
Look, man, any person on earth, especially after the fact, wants to offer you that kind of money to not discuss your relationship, that says everything you need to know about that person. And here's what my opinion on that is. I want my relationship, Travis, with whoever it is, whether it's my friends like you and Eli and Bull, or whether Bradley, whether it's those people, or whether it's my significant other, and it's in my situation, Kimberly. I want that person and those people to feel comfortable talking about our relationship with God and everybody.
Yes.
Because if not, then I'm doing something wrong.
What are you hiding?
What am I hiding? What am I afraid of someone finding out? If I'm worried about you talking about our relationship openly. I want anybody and everybody to have an open view of who I am.
Yes.
In a relationship, especially if I'm in the spotlight. As soon as it comes out that I've offered, even if it hadn't come out that he offered, let's say she said okay, and it came out that it had happened, it still draws, for me, it draws conclusions of the person he is.
Mm-hmm.
He has something to hide. He is hiding something.
Yes. And I think some of it's coming out with her talk about the emotional abuse she went through the whole time they were together. I agree with you. Something is fishy. Something is awry. He's
rotten in the state of Brian.
Yeah. So you're a punk. Portnoy is about to punk you out. And, well, he did. Because he made a couple diss tracks. Now, they had one, and it got taken down because it kind of follows some of the lyric style of Zach Bryan's song. It got taken down for copyright, but they think what it is because his co-host signed a deal with Warner Music. They took it down because he's under contract with Warner Music. Well, guess who else is under contract with Warner Music?
Is that right?
Yeah. So, it's still up on their platform, on I think BarstoolSports.com. So, and it was called what was it called? Smallest Man. Because apparently he's kind of short. And I feel bad for you with that. Go watch the video. This is the song. Hilarious. I mean, funny as all get out. So then they released another one called Country Ditty. DDY. And let me tell you, the puns flying around that bad boy, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Man, slip on by you like a dang baby old slip and slide.
That's what it is, man. That's what I'm saying. But just go check it out. You can follow the story on the TikTok. A lot of people talking about it. It's a bad look for Zach Bryan, and just my opinion, I wasn't very high on him anyway because of, like I said, he wasn't on my radar. I never paid much attention to him. Something Orange, I enjoyed that song. Saw him at Bonnaroo. That was pretty cool. Other than that, it was kind of like, whatever. when he deleted his TikTok, and then when he did the Eagles are greater than the Chiefs, which that's fine. That didn't bother me. And the Kanye greater than Taylor. You knew you got butt hurt because people was messing with you on Twitter. Then you post that knowing dang good and well what was about to happen. And then you're just very disrespectful to Brianna
Scroll back up.
LaPaglia. You're just a piece, man. Nobody's perfect, but come on, buddy.
I can already. Buttercup really thought he could shut me up. That isn't something in the orange. That isn't the cadence. Buttercup really thought he could shut me up.
Tell your Lord,
Tell
your
your cheap lawyers, I don't give a. I
bong.
guarantee that's in that cadence.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee it.
Then
Ha ha.
now Portnoy's accusing him of stealing Taylor Swift's music. I'm gonna have to go listen to these and see what I can deduce from it. But it's a bad look when you offer someone $12 million to sign an NDA. You're like you said, man, you're hiding something, and I want, like you said, relationships with everybody to be on the up and up. I don't want anybody to question, hey man, I'll give you $20 if you say I didn't say that.
Bro, she got a neck tattoo.
Yeah,
Well,
right there.
that just takes it all the way right there. Tells you everything you need to know
Right there. And look at him. Look at that face.
I mean, come on. Just punch me.
Huh?
Punch
Whatever, Zach.
me.
You got a hand tattoo as well.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of weird.
Yeah. So y'all go check it. It was very interesting. I stayed up a little later than I should have last night paying attention to that. And I was like, well, I thought Tooth would have pretty good, strong opinions about
I
that.
have a strong opinion about that whole paying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hiding something.
Yeah.
There's obviously some character flaws
Right.
that he is trying to cover up.
And we've talked about this several times on here. That goes back to when you get to a certain stature, when you're in the public eye and you're selling things for money, lots of money, there's a certain way you have to act, or you need to, if you want to continue making the revenue that you're making. Now, you don't have to change. Some people don't change at all. Some people like it. You know what I mean? But you can't
This is-
mentally abuse someone like he's done her and expect people to get behind you, bro.
the society we're in today, bro, the society that we live in right now is cancel culture.
Yeah.
The world he lives in relies solely on people accepting you. As soon as people stop accepting you, your revenue stops.
Done.
Your next gig will be Dancing with the Stars or some B-roll.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be a celebrity, now you're not.
Right.
Like, that's what happens. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. It's you just like I've even said it on this when we started this. They're like, hey guys, all right, but we don't have the big head, nothing like that. But they're like, hey, you got to, certain things you can't do. You got to do this. Not saying we have to act any different, but we got to be a little more responsible with our actions. Not that we were terrible to begin with. at
No,
all.
but it's like this. For instance, here's my best example. Bro, I was working at a car wash, and some lady who I've never met in my whole life heard my voice and said, I've heard you on the radio. That's happened more than once since this started. That instantly, I'm recognizable to, even if it's just in this town, I was recognizable to the people who knew me,
Mhm.
and now I'm recognizable to people who I don't know who know me.
Mhm.
So that is, in turn, changed. I have to kind of really be careful in my mind. For a while, I'm thinking, I got to be careful how I act in public. You
Right.
know, I have to be careful who I spout off to at this restaurant.
Right. We can't go out catching charges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It changes that. And when you're in the spotlight the way he's in the spotlight, the first and most important thing you should do is make sure that you are on the up and up in the way you treat everyone in every relationship you have, not just romantic.
Agreed, 100%, dude. I don't. And when people get like that, things happen. I get it. I've had arguments with people before, and I'm like, man, that was stupid. Even before this even happened, like, man, that was dumb. Why did I say that? And I'm like, man, I'm glad they have any cameras on me. They have people to tell them this stuff. We don't. As a 20-year-old kid arguing with somebody at a grocery store, there was no cameras on me. But after I'm like, man, I'm glad there weren't because I acted a fool.
Think all the times, I'm agreeing with you right here. Think all the times that I know in our history, coming up, at some point, we had an argument with someone else, whether it be a friend, a significant other, a parent, whatever. Bro, it's almost human nature for some, and me being, I'll be the first to admit that I've done it. You don't need, I know I have said some stuff. I promise you I've said some stuff I did not mean. I promise you I said that because I wanted to hurt you
Mm-hmm.
or get a reaction from you. Whether when I say hurt you, hurt your feelings, make you angry, whatever reaction. I said this because I wanted to pee you off.
Yeah. That's it. That's why you do it.
Later, what you were just talking about, why did I do that? I didn't
Yeah.
mean that. I didn't mean that when I said it. I said that intentionally to get the reaction. It's twice as hard to get that back once you've let it out because now that person's going to think, well, maybe there's some truth to it in their mind or they meant it. You can't get that back. You
No.
can't take that back. So I'm with you on the how many times have we done something silly or whatever. When you're in the spotlight like this man is or the people of this level of fame,
Yeah.
every relationship you encounter has to be you're on your A behavior, your church behavior.
Yeah, the thing is, your life has changed for the most part for the better. Your financial situation has changed for the most part for the better. You have to act accordingly. You need to act accordingly. That's my opinion of it. You are starting to make a lot of money getting to do what you love to do, what you've always wanted
And
to
your
do.
income's coming from these people.
100%. I guarantee you she started out as a fan to begin with. And, you know, he's alienated a ton. And he alienated him before then with all the stupid stuff on Twitter. You know, he's just a complete moron, whatever. Come at me, bro.
Happy, bro.
See, John Denton, he chimed in on the Facebook Live feed. He's done what you were talking about. He's done it to elicit a reaction out of someone to provoke them. That's what he did. And that's a lot of part of arguments. And it's part of life. I get it. But when you get to a certain place, a certain stature, a certain income level, when you get to be a public figure, you have to change how you react, how you act, what you say.
Income, to me, income level has nothing to do with it because we make nothing really
Right.
financially. There's a lot of benefits that we've had from doing this show. So
Mhm.
when I say we make nothing, I'm strictly saying from a monetary standpoint, we're not getting paid to do this, right?
Right.
But we have lots of cool benefits. So I don't think that matters. The level of pay.
Right.
It's the level of notoriety, the level of the noticeable, you being noticed.
Yeah.
The level of people who notice you changes when you are in the public eye at all, in any capacity. We're in a public eye of a small, very small scale.
Oh, yeah.
When you get to that level of public eye, that's a national level.
Yeah. Yeah. That.
We have to be careful in our small town. If we went to Nashville tomorrow, we'd probably still have to be careful because knowing us, somebody knows
We
us.
gonna run into somebody.
But if you and I went to West Virginia next week and I was at the Whataburger and got upset with the staff, I would not feel as inclined to watch my behavior
Right.
as I do if we are in Manchester and I get upset with the staff.
Right. But if we were a nationally syndicated show,
I would be much more careful because then, oh
Absolutely.
wait, well that's so and so from the Everyday Joe show.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Now I have to be careful in all the states.
So, hey, to make us act better, syndicate us. Let's go. And John Denton, he chimed back in on the Facebook Live feed. He said he did that to you today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. while he was in the Louvre.
Well, I missed it, but thank you, John. I appreciate it. Oh, that was the best
So
thing.
y'all catch up on that. It's all over the TikTok. It's on the Facebook. Check it. It's very interesting. You can just, I don't know. It's sad. I hate it. But Zach Brown, you're a moron. It's fine. I don't care. All right, guys, taking a break. We come back. We got a Common John update. We got some lunchtime theater.
I got some stuff to talk about on theater.
Do you?
Yeah.
I do, but I forgot what I watched.
I got a bunch.
Now I talked about that. I've
I
not
got
watched
bunch.
anything.
I got a bunch.
Music of the week. A little bit
I
of
got
Travis
one.
talk. You got one?
I got one.
I thought you said you had a bunch.
I got a bunch of movies. I got one music of the week.
Oh, come on. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
Quackity quack, quack, quack.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. Who are you?
I am Tooth.
I am the Travis Reed. We're sitting here. We've had a very eventful show so far. We've talked about ketchup and beef, and we've talked about steak, and my man crush on Matthew McConaughey now.
Pardon me.
We talked about the beef with Zach Bryan and Dave Portnoy. It's fantastic. It's riveting, if you will. Make you mad, make you sad, make you laugh.
We catch up on beef.
Yeah, we did catch up on beef. What are you talking about? I don't mind catch up on beef. Before we get to Common John update, John Denton for lunch today, he had lunch that would almost make me squirm. He had meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green peas all mixed together.
So something you guys may not know about Travis and that I do know is Travis is not a fan of his food touching. That's not something he's big on. Those of you who have seen the movie Toys with Robin Williams and LL Cool J, there's
Fantastic movie.
whole scene where LL Cool J explains the military plate and the food not touching. All right. That being said, in this scenario with what you just depicted to me, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because when I have green peas, and I do like green peas, but I don't like the pearled onions, I put them in my potatoes. I put them on top. Go ahead.
I do as well.
I probably would not mix all that with my meatloaf in like one container. I would probably have a separate meatloaf here, mashed potatoes and green peas here kind of deal. But all I am saying is that my food can touch on the plate. I can take a big old piece of meatloaf and have a big old thing of mashed potato all in the same fork and put it in my mouth, and I'm okay with that.
Well,
that particular food combination. Travis, there are some I am just like you.
Yeah, like I don't want my corn juice and my green beans, or my green bean juice and my corn and my mashed potatoes. Green peas, and the reason why I do green peas and mashed potatoes is because of a movie. A little movie called Rhinestone. Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone. She takes him to the country to make him more country because he's an inspiring music act. And she tells him, now you got to get in there and make some mashed potatoes and green peas. And that's country. What? And I'm like, because at the time I was obsessed with Rocky and Rambo, and I wanted to be cut and big and not realize he was 5'4", and still cut. But I want to be Sylvester Stallone as a kid. I'm like, I'm going to eat like that. And I ate it, and I'm like, God dang, that's pretty good. Well, I'll put some meatloaf in it. No. Why would you do that? Sylvester Stallone don't do that. No.
Let me tell you why I do it. Because it's hard as absolute get out to eat peas.
Oh, you take right.
He eats peas one at a time. No.
No, you can't do that.
It's because it's easy. The potatoes pick the peas up. It's all one. It's great.
You'd have to get a piece of pea bread, because that's what you're going to do, and just scoop it up against it. Yeah. Denton, he said it's easier to eat on the counter that way. I'm fat, hungry, and irritable when he gets interrupted. He ain't wrong. When he gets that pterodactyl in there. And I do my best not to let him get interrupted while we're eating on the counter. I do my best.
Well, I get it, dude. All I'm saying is that particular food combo I can eat. I could have a bowl with a slab of meatloaf, some mashed potatoes, and some green peas, and I could eat it just like he did.
He ate. I said, no, you're making it taste different. He said, tastes same to me. I said, no, you're messing the taste of the meatloaf up. He said, nope, that tastes like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green peas. It all works. Like, no, that's not how this works, Denton.
It kind of does. However, you know, you've witnessed it. I'm one of those people. There's certain things. Not only do I not want it to touch, but I'm eating this before I eat this. Case in point, float trip. Hash browns.
God dang, sparks coming off the plate.
Listen, if I go to the Waffle House, my order's almost always the same. I need a double quarter cheese, double plate, scattered covered chunk. Them hash browns come out hot with the cheese all melted on them and stuff. You know, you put your ketchup. I like to put some ketchup on them hash browns, boy. Got to get that Heinz on there. And you mix it up. Listen, I eat the hash browns while they're warm. If I eat a couple bites of hash browns and then go to burger, you give the chance of the hash browns to cool off, and now that you've got the ketchup that was room temperature mixed in there, everything starts cooling off together and coagulates.
Yeah. And
You
warm
gotta
and cold
eat 'em
potatoes ain't
first.
good.
Cold potatoes ain't good like
I agree.
that.
I ate my French fries first. I ate my baked potato first.
Same.
But But dude, the high rate of speed that you were eating these hash browns that night.
There were sparks flying, but it was just simply because I didn't want them to get cold.
But they had no chance. I promise you that night. I mean, didn't stand a chance. No, ain't happening. All right, guys, now time for the Common John update. I will tell you, I went the other night after they were closed. I went by the food truck, pick up a little. I wanted a sandwich, dadgummit. So I went and got me some stuff, made me a sandwich. Took it to work. Fantastic today. So I went over there and it was dark, wasn't nobody there, but there was this truck. Wasn't hauling the Christmas tree. And it wasn't red. But it had a trailer hooked up on it and had a lot of stainless steel on it. You know where that truck ended up at today?
Where?
Pulaski.
Really?
At the new Common John location there in Pulaski, Tennessee, down there in Giles County.
Giles County.
And let me tell you what, they fixed to brew some beer down there, boy.
Boy.
I mean, and that's the thing, man. That's one of the first things I notice every single time I walk into Common John is all that stainless steel, all those tanks back there. Well, guess what, Bubba? We fixing to have it in Pulaski.
You know, speaking of, big ups to Common John on their big move to Pulaski and having the new location. I'm happy for them.
Man,
But
so excited.
just because Common John is such, and I'm speaking, Travis, correct me where I'm wrong. The Common John family are such sponsors of others' success,
Mm-hmm.
and especially in the brew world, because there were breweries that were up and going before Common John got on their feet completely,
Absolutely.
and they are supporters of other people's breweries. Am I
Mhm.
wrong?
Nope.
I want to give a shout out and kind of a last hurrah for May Day.
Yes.
Because May Day's shutting doors on the 16th. Will be their last day.
I enjoy their blonde beer, their blonde ale, man. That was a good beer.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I don't know, man. I just wanted to give a little shout out to May Day Brewery
Yes.
for the 12 years of excellent camaraderie and beers and friendships, and just thank you.
Thank you, absolutely. And I tell you what, Ozzy there at Mayday is a huge supporter of Common John Brewing Company. They have been down there hundreds of times. I see Ozzy there all the time. When they right before Ozzy started doing Singo, he come down to see how Common John did it. He did it, and they did it. They did it great. But man, it's gonna be missed there, Murfreesboro Mayday. They put out some fantastic beer. Ozzy is just one of those. That dude's he is, man.
He's cool.
He is very cool. So that's gonna be missed, man. But good point there, man. Mayday Brewery, super good folks. Super good folks. But Common John tomorrow, Sunday. Charlie Allen sing along. Bring your guitar. Join the jam. If you're not been, we talk about Charlie Allen every week on this show. When we do the Common John, accredited singer-songwriter. Dude is fantastic. A fantastic guitar player. Dude can just, make that something gonna melt. It'll melt your face is what it'll do. And don't forget, every Wednesday we got Singo. Thursday we got karaoke. Great lineup in the month of November and December. Crack Up Comedy going on tonight. We still got that going. Easy Grace absolutely killed it last weekend. One of the good friends of the show, she brought us a framed picture of one of her shirts. I still got to hang it up in here. So that's got to get done. Izzy had a great crowd there. I know our good buddy Sammy Cadan. He is coming. When is it? There it is. November 23rd. We're going to have to get him on.
I want to see Sammy on outside of the brewery because I like him so much.
I
He's a
love
good
that
guy.
dude. He's a boot guy.
He is a boot guy.
He's a boot guy.
But he's
So,
a cool guy.
oh man, love Sam. He's in
He
Wisconsin.
turned me on to Bristol.
Did he? See?
Freaking out on the interstate. He played it here that night.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fell in love with that song.
He
Thank you, Sammy.
up in Wisconsin doing some shows.
Not Wisconsin.
No, not Wisconsin, Wisconsin. Well, then wolves migrated
They didn't
out.
want to see him in Wisconsin, but Wisconsin, they wanted him.
Yeah, they had to have him. Jay Wren on Friday, November 29th. Bryce Ray, good buddy of the show right there.
I have his phone number.
I do too.
Me and him, we're friends in real life.
Isn't it cool?
I support his music career.
Oh, absolutely. 100%, man. That's Friday, December 6th. I'll be playing in the Nook, and, dude, he draws a crowd. Even in the Nook, man, he's got people all over it.
He'll have you with your boots by your door if you ain't careful.
He will. I'll cry when I hear that song.
You get off me about my microphone. I do what I
Rick, you've
want.
seen your mic's messed
Well, y'all
up.
get over it.
How's that sound, Jimmy?
It's probably twisted some way because y'all had freaks here last week and messing with my stuff after the show. That's what you said. Y'all had some weird party after the show. A bunch of freaks showed up messing with the stuff.
We just chugged a bunch of water.
Same thing.
Same thing. December 13th, our good buddies John Salloway, Tyler Powell going to be there. Always a great time, and you never know who's going to show up when John Salloway plays. Never know.
Who you think will show up, Travis?
I don't know. They had the drummer from Tesla.
No way.
Yeah, a couple times. So there's your Common John, guys. Keep abreast all their goings on their Facebook page. You can go to their website, www.commonjohnbc, or commonjohnbc.com. About messed my .coms up right there. So y'all go check them out. And guys, if you've never been, we can't say enough. You got to go.
You gotta
It's
go.
I've been telling people. I'm working in Laverne right now, and I'm telling people up there, hey man, you ever come? Man, I've heard of that down there in Manchester. Yeah, that's where I live. Y'all need to come down there and check it out. And a couple people have, and they come back. Man, you wasn't wrong. That place was fantastic. I was like, man, I told you. It's like it's so relaxing. Like it's just so easy. I'm like, that's why it's there.
Look, man, I brought some people from the borough down a few times now, man.
Yeah.
You know, we came down there at Midget Wrestling.
O'Brien.
Got Brian down to a few shows. You know, we've seen our good buddy Joey Fletcher. He comes to party.
He does. He comes to party.
We come and watched him down there, man, at the Common John. I'm just saying, dude, it is a very good atmosphere.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, in addition to,
as well, etc.
as well, we'll get Tooth's mic fixed here.
Is it still? Because I'm all on it. If
He said it's fuzzy. Sound like you got the distortion pedal on?
What about now?
I don't know. I can't hear you. I ain't got my cans on. So y'all guys get down there to Common John BC. It's a great time. Very relaxed. Even if you don't drink beer, they have non-alcoholic options. It's not that hard. Drink a Coke. Drink water.
Dr. Pepper's on tap.
And Pressbox
Not on
11.
tap, but they're in cans.
Pressbox 11 always on site. Made some chili tonight. Sold out in about 35 minutes, I think it was.
It's because you make really good chili. Travis doesn't eat chili.
Nope, hate it. But we sold out. We sold all the chili to one person.
Oh, wow.
She took it home. Electra Jernigan.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's been on us about the chili.
She said, I'll take all that.
Yeah, she did. So, all good. All right, guys, there's your Common John update. We're going to take a break. When we come back,
I got a lot to say.
man, lunchtime theater, music of the week, a little bit of Travis talk later. Then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Wrap it up.
Don't forget, look, I have a little person fact to tell you about. It's a sad thing, but I'll explain it later.
I'm ready.
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. It's Tooth and I.
Hello.
Tooth and I.
Hello.
Now time for lunchtime theater. Tooth, what we got, buddy?
Listen, man, I'm watching a lot of things. But first, I want to talk to you about a little show on Netflix
Talk to
called
me.
How to Rob a Bank.
Wow.
What are you talking about? Dude, that is so crazy. Have you watched it for real?
Yes,
Okay, great.
it's good.
It's great. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Also, I would like to talk a little bit about Shrinking's back. I think I told you guys this recently. Shrinking's back for its second season. New episode's on tonight. I have been loving Matlock.
That's what I hear. I think, who was talking about it? I think maybe John. Maybe John didn't.
Dude, if you ain't watching that, you are missing out. Kathy Bates doing an excellent job at this role. The guy that plays her husband on the show, the principal from Forrest Gump.
No.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
He's he's done lots of things.
Yeah.
Very well-known actor. But when I first saw him, I was like, wait, who? Oh, yeah, Forrest Gump principal. So, yeah, look, check it out, dude. It's a great show. Also, I've been talking about this every week that I've been on. High Potential. I love it. New episode was on last night. Watch that. So super excellent. I've been watching The Voice. I've been keeping up with The Voice.
Yeah, because old Tanner Frick's on
Yeah,
there.
he walked
Manchester.
off. Left.
He gone.
He left. Quit
You
the show.
Hey, somehow obviously happened that he
Something
did not
had to
care
have
for,
happened.
and do it.
But I'm curious to know. I wish I knew.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Something had to have happened.
Had to happen, and yeah, I agree.
But
Hector chimed in on Facebook Live feed. He said Matlock is an absolutely delight to watch.
I have to agree with him. It is a delight to watch, and I'm really anxious to find out what they're trying to find out, Hector, as far as her daughter and Alfie's mom. But the show itself, I love as a whole. It is a delight to watch. It's a very good show. There's some good comic relief in there with the two like intern kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a good show.
Right.
I really recommend checking it out. And lastly, what I'd like to talk about, I haven't seen yet, but I'd like to talk about it anyway because I've watched the trailer.
Okay.
I don't know why you made me that look.
Because I think we're thinking the same thing.
Probably not. This is the new Hugh Grant movie.
Oh, no. I like Hugh Grant, though.
So do I. However, this is the first time that I will have ever seen that I can remember Hugh Grant in any other role than a British man who is a love interest or has a love interest or in some kind of comic relief.
Some kind of buffoon.
Some kind of buffoon.
He plays a great
Great buffoon.
Yes.
I've not seen any other roles but rom-commy buffoonery.
Yes.
That's all I've
I
ever
love
seen.
buffoonery.
This movie is called Heretic.
Heretic, okay.
Heretic. And it is playing through Thursday of this week, and then it's out for streaming, I think, come Friday.
Yes, I have seen the trailer
So
for
these
that.
two missionaries, this is the trailer. I can talk about the trailer.
You can.
Two missionaries knocking on doors. Hey, do you know our Lord Jesus Christ? That's legit what they're doing. They're missionaries.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably somewhere between 14 and 17 years of age, I'm guessing. They knock on a man's door, ask him if he knows our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he invites them in. They say, no, we can't come in without a woman present. And he says, my wife's inside. Does that count? Oh, of course it does. And they come right on in. And he talks about her baking a pie. And this is all in the trailer, mind you. I am speaking the trailer.
Right.
And then they sit down. They're having a conversation about the Lord. And he blows a candle out and says he's going to go check on the pie. And that's when one of the girls realizes the candle says blueberry pie. From that point forward, it's how they're going to get out of the house. That's what this movie is about. That's what this trailer is about. And he plays kind of like Josh Hartnett in Trap, where I said he plays a kind of a psychological thriller style character.
It's a good movie.
That's what this dude's doing, Hugh Grant. And I mean, in the trailer, he is doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
Oh my God, put him in more roles like this.
Yeah.
This is super cool. I can't wait.
Isn't it great when they take an actor who doesn't play that type of role and then it changes? You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Where'd that come from?
100%.
Why have you done more?
Like Justin Long, for instance, to me, in Tusk. I don't know if you didn't. Okay. Well,
I like Justin Long, though.
I like Justin Long, too. But youthful career was all smart aleck comedy,
Mm-hmm.
Waiting,
Yeah.
Acceptance, roles like that. He's always got good quick quips, and he's a very smart alecky character.
Yes. You sympathize with him as well.
Even in Barbarian, I don't know if you haven't seen Barbarian, but it's a really good movie. But the character he plays in Barbarian is a very self-absorbed, Mr. Important, smart aleck, quippy bro. Tusk is a creepy kind of spooky, not spooky, creepy kind of horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta watch it. But it's a different character for him. It's a much more serious,
Okay.
suspenseful thriller style role. But yeah, roles like that for characters that you do not picture. Oh, that's not him, and then them pulling it off excellently. Love that, and this is going to be that for you when you watch it.
I'll watch
I haven't
it
even
for sure.
seen it. The trailer alone has sold me on it.
Okay. All right. I finally, after 2 months of talking about it, finally finished Monsters, the Menendez brothers. Finally. I mean, it was like, Lord have mercy. You know, am I ever going to finish this? I finally did. Fantastic.
Oh my God, I forgot. Sorry, go
Well,
ahead. You finish.
No. I was done. I mean, I got one more.
Anna Kendrick, I think I told you about it
Yeah,
last
we talked
night.
about it last night on the phone.
Kim and I watched it. I watched it twice. I watched it Monday while I was off work,
Mm-hmm.
and then I watched it with Kim Monday night or maybe Tuesday night. Monday night.
Really good.
Number one, Anna Kendrick directed this movie.
Right.
Number two,
She's
those-
awesome, by the way.
she is really awesome. Those people out there, and I'm not one of them, but those people out there who love true crime,
Hey, yeah. Mhm.
this is a true crime story. This is absolutely 100%. This really did happen.
Well, and I think I told you that Megan wanted to watch it because it said suspenseful, like on the description of it on Netflix. And we had the kids, like we always watch scary movies around Halloween and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, this may be scary," and I was like, "This isn't a scary movie." She's like, "Yeah, it says suspenseful. Yeah, it's gonna be scary. Let's watch it." It was just an excuse because she wanted to watch it, which I was fine with. I'm like, "Hey, the kids want to watch, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, or something like that." And I can't remember what we ended up watching, but we really, 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 really wanted to watch it. So you saying that it's that good, you've watched it twice, we're gonna have to check it out for sure.
What did I say the name of it was? Travis?
Lone woman, lone woman,
Sorry.
something to that nature.
Phew.
Hmm?
Woman of the Hour.
I had it third right.
It had woman in it.
Yeah.
Woman of the Hour. Yes. Excellent. Please give it a shot. It's on the Netflix, and it's definitely worth a watch. Give it a shot.
Also one that I see is getting a lot of traction on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter, the X, is the series Penguin.
I want to start it.
I hear baby boy John Richardson said it was fantastic. Said it was
Really?
great. He loved it. He said the makeup job they did on Colin Farrell, he said it's phenomenal. Like it
Is
was.
that who plays Penguin?
Apparently so.
Well, now I even want to watch
Double
it
check
more,
me, but I'm pretty sure he
'cause you
said
know
Colin.
I'm
And
a
I think that's
huge
right.
Colin Farrell fan.
Oh yeah, I've loved one of my favorite roles he did, Miami Vice.
I did like the role. I didn't like the movie.
What movie was he? He was
He was in Daredevil. He played Bullseye. He
yeah.
was in Minority Report as the cop.
It was like he was like this older not older, but I don't want to say middle-aged gentleman, and he's in this restaurant like in Ireland or England, and he beats the absolute snot out of like 3 younger kids.
Yeah.
It was a smaller role in that movie, but I loved it. It was
Yeah.
great.
I know what you're talking about, and I
Yeah.
cannot place it right now.
Jimmy Newton chimed in on the Facebook Live. He said the Pitch Perfect movies are great, funny movies. You know what? They 100% are, and
I've
that's
not
not
watched-
my type of movie. It's a fun movie,
I've not watched any of it.
and I think if you ever get a chance, jump on YouTube and just look at some of her interviews, like on Tonight Show or Graham Norton show over there in England.
That's where I've watched the reels of her interviews.
Watch Graham Norton show. That he is hilarious.
I love his interviews, all of them.
Love it. But she is so funny on that. So funny. Especially when she did she does like an impression. of like a very rich, like a aristocrat. I've never heard of it. It's dead on. It was like Mrs. Howell from Gilligan's Island. Oh, it's all like I've been traveling all day.
What's the other redheaded Anna?
And the one that was married to Chris Pratt. Was she married to Chris Pratt?
The one that played Lois Lane in the Supermans with Henry Cavill.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Amy.
Amy
No.
Amy. Yeah, it's Amy.
Anna Kendrick.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, man, Penguin. I really want to check that out. All right, guys. Now time for Lunchtime Theater. Tooth, you played this before we started.
This was lunchtime. I just did.
I mean, the music of the week. Sorry.
Who are you?
Well, I was reading off my notes. Music of the week. You were playing it before we started. I really liked it. What is it?
Well, it's a
Because
song.
you didn't tell me.
It's a song, Travis. I just told you it was Music of the Week this week. It's already been added to the list. The name of said song is called Deena. D-E-E-N-A. This song is by Jed Harrelson. You've heard me talk about Jed Harrelson before.
That's why I liked it a lot.
You've met Jed Harrelson.
I have, and I didn't know that was Jed singing that song. I was like, man, that's a good song.
So we recently, myself, my wife, Ray, Bradley, the Kidders, Summer, we all went and saw Jed in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
That's like third and fourth time for us.
Yes.
Everybody else went to the Bedford County thing. I didn't make that, but we've all seen him multiple times. He's a local musician. He's based out of Nashville. He moved here from Texarkana, Arkansas. I'm promoting local this week. This is the second song, or maybe third of his that's on this third song that's on this list. Potential, Neighborhood Huss, and Deena are now all on the list. But you can find Jed Harrelson music on all of the platforms you can stream. He's got stuff on iTunes and Spotify and YouTubes and all that. You can get on his TikTok, follow him on TikTok. You can see new places he's going to be playing, follow his schedule, his lineup. He travels state to state. It's not all local. And I promise you are not hearing music like this coming out of Nashville.
Nope.
He's got a saxophone player in his band when it's the full band. A lot of his shows are solo shows. The saxophone player, a couple years ago, the first time we saw him, right after we saw him, the saxophone player got a gig with Jamie Johnson and was on tour with the Jamie Johnson band. So everybody in his band that he played with this last Saturday that we went, excellent. They were excellent musicians. His music's tight, very bluesy and jazzy sounding, but very upbeat.
And when you see Jed and then you hear him sing, you're like, where'd that voice? And I've said the exact same phrase about him. Where'd that sound come from? How did that happen? Because it's not what he looks like. It is, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, but it does. His sound doesn't fit what you see. When you see him, you don't think this is the sound that's going to come out of him.
And he's
especially when he's walking up there in his camouflage pants and his Jeff Gordon shirt.
Yeah. And his little hat he had on that night. And a super nice guy. Super nice guy.
Recently married.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Amy Adams.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Jimmy
Thank
Newton
you.
came
Amy
through
Adams.
the clutch there with that answer.
Amy Adams.
All right, good stuff, Tooth. How does one find Toothpicks?
So yeah, that's what I was getting at. Sorry to get sidetracked, but listen, you can find Toothpicks on Spotify. You can find it on the www.everydayjoeshow.com, and you can click the link that says Music of the Week, and it'll take you straight to Toothpicks on Spotify. But in addition to Toothpicks, guys, give Jed a chance, and if you like him, you can go to Spotify or any of these other places, and you can follow his music right there. He's got several tracks released on Spotify. There's a new song out that is not out to stream yet. That's why it's not on the list. But he's been playing it. I heard it on a TikTok reel months ago, and I reached out to him, hey man, when will this be available to stream, or where can I stream this? He said, oh, it's not out yet. He played it the other night, and it's called, I want to say it's called Them Glasses. It might be, yeah, I think it's called Them Glasses.
Okay.
Dude, I took a video of it while he played it the other night, just so I could hear it whenever I wanted to on my phone.
Smart.
But it's so good. But here's the kicker of that night. So towards the end of the night, they're playing some music, and I hear this guy. We're on this upper deck of this music venue. We're on this upper deck, and I hear this guy kind of walking past me. I'm getting his phone number, and I was just like, I got his number, and he laughed at me. Ha! So I pulled it out, and while he was recording, I stuck it in front of his camera.
In your face.
In your face. I straight up have Jed's number. So what else did I do the very next day? I text Jed, hey man, great show last night. Can't wait to see you. And you know what?
He replied.
He replied.
Atta boy. He didn't big time you.
Laugh at me.
No.
He's not going to big time me now because, like, we're friends, bro.
Yeah.
We have each other's phone number. I helped him get a gig before he was famous. I'll always have that.
He ain't going to Zach Bryan you.
Probably not.
No, ain't happening. That's awesome, man.
He's just a good guy, man. But, yeah, check him out, those people. That's what I was trying to say. Follow his music.
Mm-hmm.
Help these local musicians that are really great.
And guys, that's the part that is baffling sometimes. All you have to do is hit the like button, the heart button. And even, I follow a lot of musicians on Spotify and Apple Music. It didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me now to follow it. Now I know, like when Apache Jericho releases something,
I get a notification.
I get a notification. They're local out of Murfreesboro. Played a show last night at Hot Springs. On Friday night. John Salloway, Tyler Powell. They played it. It's just helping them. I follow John Salloway. I follow Tyler Powell. I follow. We're gonna go. I follow Lewis Bryce. And I also follow Metallica. I also follow Whiskey Myers. You can follow these up and coming acts, these artists. It helps them, and plus you get to hear new music all the time. It does not take hardly any effort to like and share stuff.
So just so you know I'm getting to that point. I'm one of those old people. Bro, I like TikTok.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get on board. I get lost in some little wormholes from time to time.
Yeah, it's fun.
But what I've learned is the things that, like, the people I follow or I'm friends or whatever, like, I'll see their stuff. That's what's on my home stuff. That's
right.
what I'll see. Look, bro, if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't have found Jed. I found Jed on TikTok by accident and fell in love and, like, started reaching out to him, and he will answer you. He will talk to you. He's trying to make a name for himself. And I didn't know how for the longest time, Travis, on that platform, how to do anything. Like, people go look at my profile. There's nothing to look at. I don't make TikToks.
Yeah, you don't make the TikToks.
But you can repost other people's stuff.
You can.
I've learned how to do that.
How much effort did that take to do?
Once I learned how to do it, no effort at all. No effort at all. It is less than a second to hit this one button and hit repost.
Yeah.
And it just reposts it. And now, if somebody goes and looks at my profile, there's at least something to see if they play around long enough. Oh, well, he at least repost some things. This is his interest.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's check this.
Let's check this dude out.
Check this artist out. What's going on?
I'm telling you, if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't have learned Jed.
Right.
But because of TikTok and me learning Jed, I have done so much. And when I say this, I want to make sure you understand the oxymoron I'm using. I have done so much with no effort whatsoever to help him, and it's cost me zero effort, zero money, zero time, next to no time.
I think say very, very little time.
I mean, very little time. But I've done so much, and when I say so much, it's because I have reposted several videos. I have word of mouth discussed this man after every show I've seen him at, with people at work that don't know.
Right.
Brian, he loves music. You know, I've showed Brian, Jed, a couple different times. I showed Jessica the other day. Then there was the whole, hey, LeBron, I really need you to check this guy out. I sent him a song. LeBron, the night I sent him the song, bro, we've got to get this guy at the brewery. Dude, I know. The very next time that I have anything to do with him is seeing him play live at the Underdog. And what do? Get every stitch of information that I can possibly get just to help him.
Yep.
And it cost me nothing.
Nothing.
I enjoyed my night. He gave me some info. Says he books all his own stuff. I give that to LeBron. The next thing you know,
he's at Common John.
he's at Common John.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You didn't sweat one time.
I'm trying to add to your point. It's nothing. Mm-mm. It's nothing to like and share. If you like if you like, I don't want anyone to like and share something that they're not behind.
Yeah, no,
But if you like us, it's nothing for you to like and share the Everyday Joe Show.
no, takes nothing.
It's nothing for you to like and share Jed Harrelson. It's nothing for you to like and share Megan. Any of the Unstoppable stuff. It's nothing for you to be a part of that.
Nope, zero. And it just silly sometimes. It doesn't happen, but man, good stuff, buddy.
Thanks,
I like
man.
that. Good stuff. All right, we'll take a break. We come back. We got a little bit of Travis talk. I got some updates on some guests, hopefully, that'll be coming.
Let's not jinx it. You know, Jed could come.
We should get Jed on here.
Jed, we talked about it when he was at Common John.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes, he has a busy schedule, but it's one of these deals where if he lets us know when he can come, we'll work around him.
We absolutely could. Let's do it.
I think he'd be a good guest.
I know he'd be a good guest. Yeah, I agree with you. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
Quack.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. Who are you? Tooth.
Oh, I'm Tooth.
Me, the Travis Reed. All right, now time
Tell
for
me, who are you?
Baba O'Reilly. That's a different song, isn't it? My bad. Now time for some Travis talk. Guys, we got some, was going to have a guest for you this evening. Unfortunately, she had to cancel or postpone. We sent her some more dates, but y'all be on the lookout. I'm gonna go ahead and spill it right here.
Name drop.
Hannah Dasher.
If you don't know who Hannah Dasher is, well, what rock are you under? Or you may not be big into country music or like food. But I've seen several TikToks of Miss Dasher. I like it when she goes, "Stand by your pan." I love that. That is so awesome.
By your pan.
She does it more like, "Stand by your pan." She's got a very country, beautiful voice. But my wife is a huge fan. I did not know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Had no clue. First time her name was brought up, my wife was like, "What? You don't know? I watch all her TikToks. You know, da-da-da." And then I was like, "Oh, yeah, I have heard you watch her TikTok." Dude, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed that things got the way things got and things had to be rescheduled. But I'm looking forward to when the rescheduling happens.
Yeah, Megan's on top of that. We got the email yesterday. We're in touch with her manager. She will be coming on. She's excited to do it. When you get to people of that stature, things happen and they happen quickly. So you got to kind of work around. And I get it. I understand.
And lucky for us, it gives us a little more time to really get the studio in good nick,
yeah,
if you will.
Absolutely. Also, I think tentatively next week. Hey, honey. So Dylan's coming off. You ever watch So Dylan on the TikTok?
I just took a dump in your parking lot.
Yeah. Hey, hon. Hey, honey. I keep saying hon because of Cohen, but hey, hon.
Honey.
So, Sue Dylan's coming on. I'm pretty sure it's next week. Got to recheck the emails, confirming it. Really fired up about this. If you not watch her TikToks, they are so freaking funny. She prank calls folks in that voice, I'm related to this person. There's no doubt. That voice is in my family tree somewhere. Honey, hey, what you doing? So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully next week. So big shout out to Megan for getting these lined up. We're gonna have a few, hopefully soon, a few TikTok influencers coming on. Maybe they'll share the knowledge of getting on the TikTok and get some traction on that thing. Because they've shared it with Megan, and, bro, let me tell you, she's killing it. I mean, killing it.
Good for her.
Oh, yeah, this TikTok shop, it's real. Like, we get stuff every day for her to sample and do a video on. It's insane. We got a Roomba for free.
That's awesome.
To try and her do a video on. Unreal. Got dude wipes the other day. Got a case of them.
I'd like to try those.
Love dude wipes.
I'd like to try those.
Love them.
If you've got a case of them, I'm trying to.
What?
I would like to try those.
Oh, you're trying to get some dude wipes.
Could you Could you show me?
I probably could. I'm not going to show you, but I'll give them to you.
Could you procure me some new lights?
Some new lights, probably.
I don't
but-
know why.
Yeah. Oh, they're good.
But why? Me.
Yeah, you're pretty clean.
I mean, I'm straight in the shower
You are every time.
every time.
But yeah, so we got some to round out the year. Also, we got a driver at my store there in Laverne.
La Virgin. It's
La
French for
Virgin.
trailer park.
It is French for trailer park.
Uh,
Name's Gary. Been playing music for 40 years.
Oh, cool.
Played, and I'll send you a song later when I find it. Plays with some guys that good tight sound. He plays bass, plays a little acoustic guitar. They're going to release some new music here in the next month, and he's like, "Hey," and I don't get to talk to him very often. And somebody told him, oh, he plays music. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he tells me, hey, here's the name of the song. Check it out. We hadn't talked, I bet, in a month. Except for good morning, how you doing, yada yada. And I was walking in the store. He's like, hey, did you get a chance to listen to that song? I said, yeah, man, it was fantastic. I really liked it. And he said, well, we're doing some new music. I said, man, I do a radio show. You should come down. He's like, really? Like, we could bring guitars? I said, yeah. He goes, man, we'd love it. And these guys have been doing music forever. And they're doing it for the sheer love of doing it. And I'm like, you guys let me know when you release it, and we're going to get you on the show. So it's going to be, and a couple of the guys have played on several albums. So got that coming down the pipe
That's
as
cool,
well.
man.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good time, dude. I cannot wait.
That is super cool.
Yeah, and they're all Nashville Woodham's like a studio musician. So pretty cool, man. We got some good stuff coming out.
Sometimes I think back, man. I had the ability at one point in time to become a good enough guitar player that I could have been a studio musician.
Probably.
Like, do you know how cool of a job that? I don't want to be famous. Just let me play on the tracks, bro.
Fantastic job, man. Just go in, play for 3-4 hours.
Yeah, I'm tight, bro.
Yeah.
Sober.
Yeah, tightrope sober.
I'm tight.
But you hurry up though. That bottle of gentleman beside me ain't gonna last
Hey,
long.
look here, man. I'm trying to get something done, man. I got an Uber driver outside waiting on me.
I'm fixing to find the bottom of that bottle. You hear me?
You hear me, hon?
You know? Come on. So yeah, man, we got some good stuff coming up here at the Everyday Joe Show. Towards the end of the year, so you guys stay tuned. Stay tuned to the website, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and all that jazz. So really appreciate the support, as always. Jazz hands. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going to take another break. We come back. It's the segment where we just make stuff up every week. I have a good time with it. Actually, I got a good topic to talk about.
What we gonna talk about?
I don't know. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common Job Brewing Company, here on 93.9 The Duck.
My ear won't pop. Try to pop me.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common Job Brewing Company, here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. Who are you?
I'm Tooth, and this is the Travis Reed.
What about the finger guns?
We should bring them back. You think
I
there's
like
a lot of Kevlar out there?
I hope so.
Bing. You know what I saw today?
Tell me.
Since you did finger guns, this sparked it.
Yeah.
You know how back in the day we used to work in a gas station, we'd stock the cooler?
Yeah.
And when you stock the cooler, you're actually behind all of the product?
Yeah.
I saw a video today, and a guy was pew, 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 pew. He had a water gun.
Yeah.
And people reaching.
drilling folks.
You're like, not. He was taking folks out
Dude.
with a water gun. It was hilarious. And the reactions, most of them were pretty normal, what you think they would be. No real big noises. One dude lost his life.
Really?
But it did kind of hit him in the mouth. So I was wondering.
Well,
Yeah, it could be like, chemical warfare in that guy's mind. But it was hilarious.
I love that video, dude. It is so awesome, man.
It's not time.
Night, pew pew. So
That was great.
I got a little story that Sam at work told me, and I don't want to laugh about it too much, but she was laughing, and so was her mother. So I was like, okay, I can laugh about it. So apparently, Sam's aunt, unfortunately, has cancer. But it's a different form of cancer that is usually only found in small people.
Short people?
Yeah.
What, little people?
Micros.
Huh.
So a
She's a
full-size
full-size person?
full-size lady has micro cancer.
It'd be similar to, let's say, you having sickle cell anemia?
Yeah.
Huh.
So Sam was telling me her mom was like, she'll call her sister up. She's like, how in the world do you just get a little cancer? So
A little cancer.
I've
Do
only
you see what?
yeah. So I've met her mom like twice. And I've never met her aunt, so I'm like, I don't know whether to laugh. And I'm kind of like, got this weird look on my face. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You can laugh. It's like, we give her crap about it. So she, she's doing fine. And hopefully it'll be in
How do you
remission.
get a little cancer?
How you get a little cancer? It's like, how do you joke about that? Like, I felt so bad. I'm like,
What's wrong? Well, she's got a little cancer.
she got a little cancer.
She got touched a little cancer.
Oh, my God, man.
That's
oh,
hilarious.
Oh, it's funny. I couldn't contain myself. Also, quickly, have you seen, this story's a couple weeks old, Peanut the squirrel? Did you see the uproar about this?
They took him away.
Yeah. So this guy rescued
Ridiculous.
a squirrel whose mama got ran over. So he's been, nursing it, obviously the squirrel is having a fantastic time. But he's having a better time than we are. And this lady called PETA or whoever, so the New York State Environment, whatever, came and took the dude's squirrel away and euthanized it. Like, he's had the squirrel for 7 years. Had a TikTok channel, Instagram, and all the proceeds that they made from that went to their animal rescue. Like, they were actively helping animals. So apparently it was this lady in Texas that turned him in. And the only thing I can figure is she's just jealous that the squirrel had more followers than she did on X and Twitter and Instagram, TikTok. So now this lady has deleted all her social media.
I'm sure she's been getting hate mail.
She should, because she's an idiot.
Yeah, she has ruined so many people's happiness and joy.
Did you ever see videos of the squirrel?
Absolutely.
He was cute, and I wanted to pet him.
Speaking of squirrels, not the same one, but squirrels that are cute. Did you see the squirrel that staged a crime scene?
Oh my God, yes. The broom handle.
Look, it was all fun and games for me. Even once he had flipped over and had the broom on top of him. You know what sealed it for me? We went and pushed it up to his throat.
Yes.
That's what. Up until then, I was like, "Oh, this is silly. I mean, it's cute, but this is silly." When that little guy did like a bench press, but just pushed the bar straight up to his neck, so it was like choking him, and then laid his arms out, I was like, "This dude straight up is staged. Tell me that's not hilarious."
That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen on the TikTok or Reels.
Listen, man, I'm on your side and the people's side and the dude's side. I'm sorry about his squirrel. I hate the New York people that did that to him, the state or whatever that took the squirrel. But on the real, not this squirrel, because obviously this guy had his stuff together. But squirrels you got to be careful. They're rodents. They can carry disease.
They can carry the rabies.
The rabies is the one I was talking about.
And he threw the number out of the number of squirrels having rabies is very small. Known cases. Now there's some out there in the wild. We don't know, but we don't know the Tom the squirrel up the road. I don't know what he's been doing. I don't know who he's been around.
Yeah, man. But if he walks across the street, not in New York City, but let's say upstate New York, if he walks across the street to one of them trees, and he's got the rabies, and he's not doing something to cause nobody no harm that they notice, do you think somebody's coming and euthanizing him?
No.
This is my point.
Yeah, no.
This guy's squirrel was not harming a soul. If anything, he was providing a source of happiness
Yes.
to others, as well as a source of a way to, like you said, animal rescue.
Yeah. He was helping his
non-profit rescue organization. Come on, bro.
little squirrels helping his homies is how I saw it.
That's what I'm saying.
Helping his homies, and then some jealous Karen or whatever her name was down there in Texas, because the squirrel had more followers, went ahead and turned him in. I mean, how dumb.
Jealousy
Get
is
over it.
such a hateful
Man, I
emotion.
swear to I get over yourself. I mean, that's 100%. Like, rising tide, brings up all ships or whatever it's called, or something about a wine bottle hitting the front of it or whatever. Why it ain't none of your business. You live in Texas. This gentleman was in New York.
All ships rise in the tide. You want to be the tide that lifts
Yeah,
all ships.
I use Downy though. I don't use Tide.
Well, that's different.
Oh,
What about me, man?
Tide.
I use Gain.
well, see, Tide. That was Darryl Waltrip car. I didn't like Darryl Waltrip.
I use
ODW.
Gain, man.
I love the Gain. That smells so good. That purple kind. Boy, it's good. But seriously, she lives in Texas. He lived in New York. What?
What was it affected her at all?
And how in the
Ever loving universe.
God did somebody? Oh well, this lady from Texas complained about this squirrel at this dude's house in New York, in our state. Okay, go check it out at whatever. Just go check it out. Okay, this squirrel stays inside. Probably no chance. Takes it to the vet, providing a service for his homies. All good. But no, let's kill the thing. And they did something to Fred the raccoon. Did the same thing. I don't know what state he was in, but I don't know who called in on him either.
Well, I'll tell you what. We have a friend with a raccoon, and if somebody calls in and gives her a hard time, I promise you there'll be a line of people beating him up.
Speaking
Him or
of,
her.
speaking of raccoons,
Am I wrong?
no, we'll ride. Regulators?
Mount up. I mean, she's a cool chick, and she's not hurting anybody, and neither is this raccoon.
No.
Have you seen it in the Facebooks?
Mm-mm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
Well, who is it?
Well, I'll tell you later.
All right. Our good friend John V. Denton.
I know him.
He's got a little bird feeder out back. It's got some bird seed in it. Well, he's got little cameras on it. So the raccoons and the possums come up and started eating all of it. And he's like, man, that's some tea. Bird seed ain't cheap. About $20 a bag. He said, I'll go through that bag a couple of days. So he's like, all right, I'll show them. He saw something on the Facebook and put a little red pepper flakes, a little chili powder, put that on top. So he did it, and that raccoon, first of all, the possum's getting up there. He's hanging on the edge of this bird feeder, and his little hind legs is just going, trying to get on something, but there's nothing to get on. So he can't. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. He gets up there and he gets his food. But this raccoon gets up there and he starts chowing down. He's had a meal for months on this bird seed. So John puts some red pepper flakes in there. And John showed me the video. So this raccoon's up there just chowing down, giving her all the business he can. And all of a sudden you see him and start that red pepper hitting that tongue, lighting him up. Showed up last night, got up in there, smelled it, shook his head, he gone.
Well,
Fix that problem.
what happens if one of the birds gets a red pepper flake?
It don't bother them. They can't tell.
Really?
It does not, because they actually make it with red pepper flake in it for that reason, and birds can't taste heat. It's like a spice. They can't taste it. But the raccoons and the possums can get something because they have a tongue similar to ours that can have taste, and birds don't. So
I will be darned.
yeah, how about that? But that raccoon shaking its head, looked like a human sitting there going, "Oh my God, that's terrible!" Like me eating a tomato or some mayonnaise.
You know my wife?
I do, Kim.
You've met her?
Yeah.
Do you know how she feels about the birds, Travis?
Mm-hmm.
Would you share with the audience?
She hates them.
Hates.
Unbridled passion.
This came in my store today,
A parrot?
and you know I had to get a picture of
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely had to.
That gentleman walked in. I said, sir, please, pretty please, may I please take a picture? My wife absolutely loathes birds. And he was like, what? Why'd you marry her? I said, she didn't tell me till after I said I do. She done had me trapped. And he was like, well, why she hate him? What's she afraid? I said, she's scared of them. That's why she hates them. Well, why is she afraid of them? I said, because she says they're unpredictable. He says, well, that they are.
See?
But his parrot is still a baby.
Right.
These birds can open to 50 years old.
Yeah, they can live a really long time.
His parrot, he said, show me them wings. Show me them wings. And the parrot put its wings out. And then he said, now hang on here. And he put his beak on dude's finger and just hung and did not move, did not flap, just hung there for it.
Wow.
And then he said, "All right, baby," and put him up like a baby, and he just laid there still as could be. And I read up on it. Those birds, parrots, they have a huge dependency on the relationship they build with their owner,
Right.
their human owner.
We gonna get one?
Parrots in the wild, well, that's not really that, like, they have to have some kind of, they want human interaction. They want interaction.
Yeah.
I want one, but Kim's not having it.
No, you'll move out.
She will put me out.
Yes, she will in a heartbeat. I like to see that conversation.
She don't even like to look at a bird through the glass from inside the house.
She don't like looking at a bird in the picture.
Yeah, she ain't about that. She had when I first met her in that greenhouse down there in that den.
Yeah.
She had this little crocheted little sign, little knitted little sign, little crocheted little thing that said, "Birds are a-holes." That's all it said. Birds are a-holes.
She ain't wrong. They are unpredictable. They are. All right, guys, we're going to take our last break of the evening. We come back, we'll wrap this bad boy up. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
Quiet.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company on 93.9 The Duck, episode 360. That's Derek Wayne Clark.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Toth.
Hi, ma. Can you hear me? How you doing?
I'm the Travis Reed. Man, been a great show this evening. Had a good time. We got to talk about a lot of cool stuff. Two Bears, One Cave, a little Matthew McConaughey action. Zach Bryan, Dave Portnoy.
I like to call him Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey. Listen to that episode. There's a story when Tom Segura first meets Matthew McConaughey in the early 2000s. And this lady asked Matthew to spell his last name, but she makes him do it twice to ensure that he could spell his own name. This was 20-some-odd years ago, and he still remembers some random lady at a party asking him to spell his name twice.
And then spell it again.
Yes.
You may really be him.
God, what's going on there, man?
Can you spell his last name?
No.
No, I'm not going to try to.
I tried texting Bradley last night, telling him, hey, have you listened to this episode yet? And I spelled it, and you could get the gist of what I was trying to spell, but it was not correct. It was incorrect the whole way. I got the M right. Maybe a C.
When I spell his last name, I spell it all right.
No, yeah. Pretty smart.
Hey, man, did you get that new movie with Matthew? All right.
And everybody knows who
who
I'm
I'm talking about.
Tooth, you're a daggum genius is what you are.
Well, I do what I can, Dick.
Yeah. Before we go,
Please.
had an eventful evening the other night. It was Cohen's first basketball practice.
Tell me about that. You told me he was going.
So we got there. He starts practicing with his team. There's two teams practicing, one on each end of the court. It's doing layup drills. So this line does the layup, and this line rebounds. Cohen chose not to abide by the rules. He wasn't going to rebound. No, he'd wait for 2-3 guys to go, then he'd go rebound. So then he got where he decided when he rebounded, it wasn't just going to be a rebound. He would shoot the ball. So he'd rebound, and then, he's supposed to give the ball to the next guy on the other line. Nope, go and shoot it. Didn't care. So about, 10 minutes into this practice, we realize he's practicing with the wrong team. Yeah, we didn't know.
Oh.
So when we got there, he goes down the other side. And he knows some kids. I'm like, okay, that's his team. So I walk on the other side of the gym in front of all the parents to that end. And I'm videoing, taking stuff because Bradley had a game. Megan wasn't there, so I'm, getting the video for her. So then we realized that he's on the wrong team. So I have to do the walk of shame in front of all the other parents and go to the opposite end of the court. I'm an idiot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know I'm stupid.
This is the greatest thing.
It's dumb.
I'm going to tell everybody about this story.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to tell you something tonight, and Brian told me not to tell you. He said, don't share that on the show.
Oh.
I remember.
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Screw it. I'm telling you.
Let's do it.
Luke Bryan.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's Luke Bryan.
I told him you'd do that.
Yeah.
Look at my jeans.
You like my girl's jeans I got on?
See, told you.
They're good.
Listen, Brian's brother
Mm-hmm.
runs a business. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
It's Murfreesboro Outdoor and Bicycle.
Okay.
Moab.
Bicycle.
Apparently, if I heard this, Brian will correct me when I mess up, but apparently, Luke Bryan does business with Mark.
Okay.
That's his brother. And Mark had put in one of them simulators where you got the bike and you got the screen and you can,
Yeah.
and it I guess the bike has different
It'll
levels,
move.
it'll
And,
move and stuff
yeah.
or whatever, if I understood. And Mike sold him this thing or whatever. And Mike didn't know who Luke Bryan was. Or Mark, rather.
Right.
Mark didn't know who Luke Bryan was, according to what Brian told me. And Mark sells him this thing, sets it up for him, whatever. And Brian's story was Mark does all this. A month or so goes by. Luke shows up. Hey, Mark, you know that simulator you put in my house? And Mark instantly's like, fuck, yeah, I've done spent that money. Oh, my God. Man, I need 8 more of them. And he's like, do what? He said, yeah, I need 8 more of them. So apparently his road crew, his guys, everywhere there's a concert, everywhere they go, when they're shacked up, they all mountain bike. And they take their bikes and they'll ride. And he was like, I want all these guys for Christmas. That's their Christmas present. He got them all one for their home. Cool story. That led to, so it was shortly after, second, third time he met him, whatever. He said, hey, listen, man, my brother, talking about Brian, my brother played music for years. He's played in a few different bands, played some gigs, this, that, and the other. He's real into country music and stuff. He said, I had to ask him who you were. When I look, man, I think it's great that you do what you do. I've never been into country music. I didn't know who you were. But my brother knew right who you were. And he wanted me to let you know that he thinks you're real. He thinks you're one of the coolest guys in country music. He thinks you are a real cool guy. But you absolutely ruined modern country music. And Mark really told him that.
Oh, my God.
According to Brian, Mark really told him that.
No.
And I was like, dude, I can't wait to tell that on the show now. He said, Derek, don't tell that. Well, I'm telling it.
Well, too late. I love it here, Brian.
Oh,
I love it
I
here.
thought it was great.
I cannot wait to tell the story tomorrow.
Look, man, my brother said you are a cool guy, one of the coolest guys in country music, but you absolutely ruined country music.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, it was worth me going over.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I cannot wait to tell that story when I get in the house. I'm going to
Great.
tell everybody I know.
I can't wait to tell Ashley.
Yes, see? Yes. Oh, man. All right, guys, we had a good time tonight, man. Good show. Had a fun time as always here with old Tooth, here with the original guest that never leaves. So be on the lookout. Hopefully Sue Dillon will be here next week. We'll hopefully do some prank calls. Hey, honey. Taking up your parking lot. I hope. Oh, man, I cannot wait. It's going to be so great.
I hope she takes a dump in your park.
I hope she does too, dadgummit. Hannah Dasher coming up soon. We'll have some musicians there from Laverne and Nashville, Tennessee coming up.
Stand by your pan.
Stand by your pan. I got to do it in a high voice. I'm sorry. But well, Tooth, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you as always.
I appreciate you as always.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you appreciating me.
Man, I appreciate you appreciate me. And I tell you what, John Denton, you can take that and put that right in that box. You can stick that box where the sun don't shine.
Come on. All right, appreciate it, guys.
I holla.